Hi, this is Jared Schmidt in ARC 502 in Erica Blank's section, and I'm excited to present my project for the semester, which is the Brooklyn Career and Technical High School, located in the Brooklyn Navy Yard in Brooklyn, New York. So I came about with the idea for a CTE school, a technical high school for mainly because it was in a kind of industrial area that I figured that could be a good opportunity for students to collaborate with local industries and learn skills, learn trades. And also it just really addresses a social issue of inequity in the educational system and consequently the workforce. So this could be a great opportunity for students who maybe don't have the means to go to college and so on. So a couple of the precedent models that I took a lot of inspiration from are Escola Massana in Spain and then the Diana Center in New York as well. So I was really drawn to kind of the off-kilter, boxy, sort of askew massing of these buildings. And I kind of conceptualized them by massing them out in SketchUp or sketching them. And one thing that I thought was really interesting was this terracotta window treatment on the Diana Center, which is designed to kind of help blend with the nearby old brick buildings. So it really is a great way of blending the old with the new. So that's something I incorporated into my project as well. My approach to this project was to really design it from the inside out. I started with the program spaces and then just kind of arranged them in the way that made the most sense to me. So being in New York, it's a pretty small site, so I knew I had to stack. Also, we're in a flood zone, zone X, which has a moderate risk of flooding, so I couldn't have a basement, so I needed to start on the ground floor. And so I started with the spaces that I felt needed to be prioritized on the ground level. Maybe spaces that needed to bring heavy equipment, deliveries coming to and from the space. So I put the kitchen, the cafeteria, these studio spaces that maybe like shops or like having large equipment brought in, and the library on the ground floor. And then most of the learning units are stacked on the upper floors. I decided to go with a mass timber construction. I was originally thinking steel. I felt concrete would be a little too bulky. I wanted it to have a little bit of a lighter feel. But then once I learned about mass timber, the decision was an easy one because it just served everything that I needed at a much lower cost to the environment. And and it just looks great too. So these are the shear walls around the stairwell, the fire stairs, and then the restroom here in the core. So and then you can see the glulam beams over here where you would have a continuous span for more than 30 feet. There's a rain screen wrapping the building, so that's where I incorporated kind of that color that will kind of help mesh with the brick on the buildings nearby. But this is a rain screen made of recycled aluminum, and it is going to offer a lot of added insulation. The biggest thing that I think it will help with is this layer of insulation on the outside of the building, which allows to not have thermal bridging. So it's a much tighter insulation that makes the building envelope much more efficient. And then when we look at the site circulation, just you get an idea of the bus route coming through here, and then the vehicle drop off and deliveries coming to the back here. But this yellow here is the interior circulation space, and that's something I kind of wrestled with doing the oversized circulation, as it seems to have kind of hurt my efficiency in the overall building. I decided that it is something that I really wanted to maintain, is that extra wide circulation space, because it can be used for studying or for group activities, or it could be used for learning outside of the classroom as well. So if we look at the first floor plan, you can see here a little bit of that circulation space lined with tables and areas for working, as well as we have the cafeteria and the kitchen back here, and these maker spaces, and then the library, which is, it has a split level for the computer lab, which is right here. And then we have kind of a faculty lounge here, and then you can really see the oversized circulation on this plan here. So if we look at the next scene here, you can see the there's lockers along there, and some of these classrooms, I kind of arranged them in the sort of Socratic seminar method. They can be rearranged, but I wanted to give kind of a different approach to learning that's a little bit more involved, a little more kind of interactive, and less of the rows just facing a board. But another important thing is these wide glass folding doors in all of the classrooms, which allow for kind of a cross-pollination of different studies, especially in the career and technical school, where students are doing a lot of hands-on skill learning. Their peers can see through the windows and kind of get an idea of what everyone else is working on, which will hopefully inspire some new pursuits and pique some new interests. And here's a closer look at one of those classrooms. We have kind of a partial dropped acoustic ceiling, which allows for light along the perimeter of that uplighting, and it just kind of will help with the acoustical qualities, but it's not a full drop ceiling. And then we can see the building is oriented towards the south, giving more daylighting towards, as we have this kind of terraced design. You can see some of the indoor-outdoor spaces. This is like a big patio, so you have connections to nature within the building, and then a lot of opportunities for cross-ventilation as well. Being in Brooklyn, there's a lot of good weather days where you could use just natural ventilation in the building. However, so here, let's look at some of the passive systems. So we have the stack ventilation effect coming up through this stairwell. We have a green roof, excellent for many reasons, but it could also provide an opportunity for students to even learn horticulture, or it's offsetting the carbon. There's so many good reasons to have this green roof, but also we have these horizontal louvers in all of the large curtain walls, especially the southern facing ones and the western ones. And we have the rain screen, operable windows, so lots of opportunities for passive systems. However, there's still a lot of cold days and a lot of hot days in this area, so we need to still have a system, an active system. So I went with the VAV HVAC system. Just, it's an efficient method to go with, and then radiant floor heating, just to maximize efficiency wherever there's a double height ceiling, just to minimize heat loss. So here's the south elevation, west, north, east, and then here are some views from the inside. This is from the cafeteria. This is that upstairs circulation space, sitting area. This is in the library on the stairs going up to the computer lab, and then this is on that upper balcony kind of terrace rooftop. And then here's what it looks like from the street. Overall, my main objective in this project was to maximize my social impact while minimizing the environmental impact. And I feel like even though I have a lot to learn, there's a lot of learning opportunities, I feel very proud of the accomplishment, and I feel like I reached my goal in a satisfactory way. However, I'm very excited about learning from here and just growing, and I'm excited to hear your comments and Yeah, thank you.